Right, welcome to this Bolt Action Battle Report. It's 1250 points. We're going to play the Russian frontier, Operation Barbarossa. So, early war Germans, taken from my France campaign, they transition over okay. I could do with some heavier tanks, but we'll run what we have. So 1250 points of Germans. They're up against early war Russians here in this game. I wasn't expected to play this battle, but we're here at SSWG. I've brought my Germans along. And then one of the club members has very kindly lent us a Russian army here at 1250 points. This is going to be an introductory game for James, so he's going to run the Russians here in this battle. We've had a bit of a skirmish and a practice with the rules, just to get James familiarised with the way bolt action works. So semi-demo game, introductory game for James, and the flavour here is the Eastern Front this time, the early war Russians taking on the Blitzkrieg Germans. So, for the Germans, we have an armoured platoon made up of 2 Panzer 1s and 3 Panzer 2s. Then adjustment here on the list, I don't have the mortar. This is an artillery platoon across here with a Pak 36 37mm anti-tank gun, light anti-tank gun.
Door knocker.
The door knocker. We then have the short stubby 75 infantry howitzer, an officer and an extra infantryman with him with an SMG. All the units are regular for all of these. Then we have a rifle platoon. So officer, 2 men with SMGs. Then we have 3 Hare infantry squads of 9, just the way the points work out. MG34 light machine gun in each of those squads, and the rest are equipped with rifles, including the NCO. Then across here, full squad of 10, again MG34 light machine gun, and they are in a half track. And a couple of little bits to add in. We have an air observer of an extra man, so we potentially could call in a Stuka or attack aircraft of some kind, and then a 2-man sniper team being taken as well. That's the list here for the Germans. So building up to full-scale battle reports, I suppose this is a full-on game we're going to play here. A big thanks to our top-tier channel supporters. We have 2 of them. So we have Michael Tonks. He's going to go on the German side. I'm going to put him in command of the tanks here. So he's going to be that Panzer 2 in the middle. So Von Tonks, Tank Commander Von Tonks here for this battle.
Sounds very German.
Okay, all right. So he'll be in charge of him. He's going to be the allocated supporter here for the Germans. And then we'll take a look at the Russians next. So Russian force put together as to fit in with the narrative. I don't have much experience with the Russians. James is fresh. Oh, okay. So he's got... he has the enthusiasm here, but he's a raw recruit, and that's going to fit in really well with the narrative.
World War II tactics.
Yeah, we like the rules and stuff, so we'll see how you go.
Yes.
You're going to have a he knows all the game, all the quotes from computer games. Okay, so Russians quite heavily equipped. They're all regular for all of these models. So we have a platoon with heavy mortars, 1 officer, no help, no extra men with him, and then 1, 2, 3 heavy mortars, crew of 4, each one taking a spotter. And then we have an anti-tank platoon here as well. So 3 light anti-tank guns, 3 crew, and then an officer with 1 infantryman with him. We then have an armoured platoon made up of 3 BA-64s, light armoured cars equipped with MMGs, I think it is, or LMGs, one or the other. And then we have a BA-10, I think that one is, equipped with the light anti-tank gun.
And a hull-mounted machine gun. Yeah,
there's a hull-mounted machine gun, and there's also a coaxial there as well.
And that's one big aerial.
A huge aerial one as well, yeah. We then have a rifle platoon, almost exclusively riflemen, so 4 squads of 10, all equipped with rifles, NCO equipped with a submachine gun, and then we have an LMG is it DP40? What was it called? The LMG? It was the disc cartridge on top, the circular one with the bipod. Yes. One of those in each of those squads. A Gaz Jeep, I think it's called, an officer and 2 men. One of them, we had to give him a flag. Just so that's the rifle platoon.
That's so
here
cool
for the Russians.
Duty.
So massive shout out to Rob at the club. Very kindly just lent to this army. This is literally 5% of his collection. It's insane the amount of stuff that he has. But we've been able to call upon this force here for this battle. We have 1 supported to allocate top tier supports, Chris Hutchins. So you can go inside here, the BA-10. I thought Hutchingov.
Hutchingov.
Yeah, okay. Konrad Hutchingov.
Commander Yuri.
Okay, yes, Yuri Hutchingov. For this battle, sorted out. They can follow the unit around during the game, see what heroics they get up to. All right, so welcome to the Russian front here. The beginning of the war, the German units are going to try and go for a breakthrough, so you're going to see a bit of blitzkrieg taking place here. We're going to play the scenario called Surrounded. James is the defender, very fitting. Centre of the board marked by this fantastic objective marker just here. There's not going to be any objectives in this game, it's going to be a kill points based scenario, but we're just marking the centre of the board with that. And then a circle of dice here 12 inches away, so circumference of 24 inches right in the centre of the board. James will be selecting half of his army to deploy and defend this. The Germans' first wave will come on at this edge here, and that will be half the German army arriving, and then all the other units, so the other two halves of the armies, will be going into reserves. It is fog of war, which means reserve units can arrive on any table edge, as long as it's not an edge where a previous reserve unit from the enemy has arrived. So, for example, if James brings a unit on here, that means the Germans can't bring on a unit on that table edge. They'll have to come on one of the other three table edges. So watch out. Units can get ambushed in this game quite viciously. So I'm just going to mention it now. You can see the objective marker in the middle, fantastic. And you can see the Panzer tanks here. These are 3D printed. You can check out our sponsor in the video description below. With an eBay store, you can get a hold of these. The objective markers and a wide range of tanks already available. So link below for the 3D printed vehicles and objective markers. Right, so allocation's done. I've selected my units to come on from reserve. It's going to be the Panzers, an infantry squad, and the transport, the half track. Then for the Russians, 2 infantry squads to start on the board, all the anti-tank guns, all the heavy mortars, officers from each as well. All right, so deployment's done. Russians, this is the angle the Germans are coming in with their first wave. Russians tucked away quite nicely. James put a rifle team inside the barn here, inside the shed. There is a spotter at that window for one of the mortars. And then if we go around to the other side of the board here, we'll get a better view of Russian deployment. So anti-tank guns, fascinating where James is putting these. So we have one just tucked in here with a view up the road. It's been joined by a second one positioned just here. These are light anti-tank guns. The other one's across here, covering the road in that direction. Makes sense. Mortar teams, heavy mortars are 1, 2, and 3. Officers just next to them in the building. One spotter here for the mortars. One spotter naturally in the bell tower there of the church. And that's it. Everything else is in reserve. All right. So James has said first impressions about action is you like it. We played a skirmish, played practice. James likes it. I think it's an excellent gaming system as well. Looking forward to this fight. We'll see how it goes. James has also said and agreed. I'm not going to advise him too much tactically because he wants to learn hard lessons here. So this is getting very.
It makes me more experienced.
Yeah.
And you can slate me as much as possible in the comment section below.
Yes, he's a new recruit. He's going to learn some hard lessons potentially as he tries to stop a German blitzkrieg pushing through. We're going to the first turn of the game. Here we go. All right, so we're on the first turn here. 3 activations have already taken place. They're all Russian. James has put every anti-tank gun into ambush. Good move. Okay, 2 more activations for the Russians came out. So ambush on these and ambush on the infantry squad inside the building across here as well. Then we've finally, German dice comes up. So we've come on here, 9 inches coming on the edge with this Panzer 1. I'm going to offload our MMGs, 2 of them, into the infantry across there. So they can't go down because they've been set on ambush. We're at point blank. We've driven right up to the windows here. We've got all of those hits coming through. So we're going to go for 3s to wound with the MMG. Oh, you're going to escape here. That was abysmal. All right, so 2 saves, hard cover. 2 saves of 4+. And first blood to the Germans. Okay, so 2 infantrymen slain. Right, a few more activations. 2 Panzer IIs have arrived. They've bombed up across here, trying to blindside the Russian defences. Remember, there's 2 Russian anti-tank guns pointing down this direction. I was going to try and rush up on this flank, but James has set up that anti-tank gun across there, covering this gap. So instead, we've bombed onto here, full move, trying to blindside and push rank. Imagine the Germans observing the Russian positions. They've chosen this as the area of their attack. Von Tonk's leading the way.
Spotter's going to spot the Panzer
Yeah,
II.
James is just activating here, and he's going to fire the mortar attached to that spotter into either of these 2.
Panzer II.
Which one?
Oh, it's 2 Panzer IIs. I'll go for that one.
That one here, okay. So you will need a 6.
Zeroing in. Pagnolo, boil. 6.
6. Oh, yeah. Right, we'll figure out if James can do any damage here. He possibly can. Okay, so as you tune in to watch this video, do let us know any rules corrections here as we just get going with bolt action. I think we're mostly competent enough, but feel free to correct us. So we've got a hit here. We're on pen +3 because it's a heavy mortar, and then it's deck armor as well, so top. So it's going to be an extra +1 on top of that. So D6 +4. You really could go through the armor, James. You've done it. Oh, what a way to start. Beating it by a 2, right? So it's an 8 value. You've scored 10. So it's just a regular pen. It's not nothing extra. It's not massive damage.
4+ to knock you out.
4+ will knock out the tank.
This is first blood for us.
I've got a feeling he's going to get it. A 1. Oh, we escape. So stunned result, we go down, and 3 pins in total. That's 1 pin for the stun, and then D3. James rolled. Got 2, so 3 in total.
Mortars have a minimum range of 12 inches.
There is a minimum, yeah. So I'll observe that, but you're fine at the moment. So 2 more activations. Half tracks come on, put some shots into there, caused a pin and caused 1 casualty. And then the 3rd Panzer II's, again, just on a full run move, 18 inches on the edge, pushing across in this direction. Germans really trying to swing around on this right-hand side. So activations, mortar, spotter here against this half track. So James activated him, and you need a 6. You can't get another 6.
No.
Not this time. Okay. So then we'll mark that up. So James will need a 5 next time with that mortar team. James can fire direct. He's activated again. The 3rd mortar team, spotter or firing directly. You can see me across there. In fact, firing directly might be the wiser choice. So as mortars, I'd correct us if we're wrong. I think if James has line of sight, you can just fire directly, in which case you'll need a 4. So this one you're going after. Right, 4+. 2 missed. Okay, that's that one done. All right, so activating with a run move, this Panzer 1. We have to come on this edge. It's gone all the way across here, 18 inches. James can... No, not him. He can't ambush. You'll have to react next turn. I'm talking about that anti-tank gun across there. He can see through. He's got the angle to do it.
That one.
Yeah. So you need a 3. Oh, no, it's probably a bad idea. 4.
D6 plus...
D6 +4, long range -1. So you're looking at D6 +3. 6 penetrating hit. Oh, man. So that's your total of 9. I'm 7, so it's still just a normal roll. 1, another stun. Oof, got away with that. God, that was a mighty risk. That was a dangerous ambush. So we go down. We take a pin and a further pin for a stun. Okay, final activation's taking place. We went down on these off board, inside their transport, walked these on, shot into the barn, took out 3 more Russians, caused more pins
6
as the final action. And they've taken a hammering there, which is what you'd expect. Okay, end of turn here. So a German push through the middle. A lone Panzer one making a dash on the left-hand flank, and then a drive here with a 3 Panzer IIIs led by von Tonks himself, trying to make a breakthrough and blindside the Russian forces. Turn 2 is going to be interesting to see what happens here, but also the reserves that start arriving for both sides. The battle is just beginning to heat up. We'll go on to the second turn of the game next. Right, turn 2, 2 activations taking place. We have a relocation with this anti-tank gun. You can run it 12. That's it. This one's paid for a pivot on the spot, which counts as an advance. So James can shoot. He's going to need a 5. He's going after that Panzer 1.
That's advance.
Counts as an advance, yeah.
Okay.
James is picking up the mechanic pretty good, which is the credit to the game here.
5 up.
5+ for a hit, yeah. Desperate stuff. No. Uh-oh. 2 more Russian activations. James activated the officer who went into ambush inside that building and activated 2 mortars next to him. The orange mortar from last turn in 5 got a 6, so a direct hit. James rolled a 1 for penetration, just enough for us to escape. Pins coming through 2. And then James did an attack here with another mortar, needing a 6 and missed. But it'll be a 5 next turn if they remain where they are.
4.
Right, he's going to try and do a fire order here. So morale 6. Good.
That's good. They can shoot.
So you take off 1 pin.
Yeah.
And then the men inside can shoot. So 5 shots, then 5s for being pinned.
Any special rules?
Nothing.
Because we're Russians?
Nope.
What special rules do the Russians get?
They get some stuff. Some things like zealots, morale, and different abilities.
4.
5s.
1 hit. You're in the open.
Yes. And not reacting. So it's going to be a 4 for a kill. Oh, we escape. Take a pin for the hit coming through. So again, I think we're doing it right here. Mortar, direct fire into this Panzer. No need for the spotter. No need for it to be called in. You can just fire directly. Need a 4.
5.
It's a hit. Add deck armor. And roll, see what you get. Yeah. Need to get
D6 plus
3 or something. We'll check it. Yeah, see what you get.
5.
5. We'll check this one. James may have done enough. Yeah, I think it's a 9 in total. So that's a penetrating hit.
Yes!
Oh, popped. Target destroyed. Not Von Tonks, but his right-hand man is gone. Yeah, all right. So not destroyed. We've checked the rules. It's quite important because of the destruction of the tank. So you reckon with mortars, whether you're using a spotter or firing directly, it's the same indirect fire process, which starts on a 6, then a 5, then a 4, then a 3. Because either way, either the spotter or the crew itself is going to have to zero in and adjust their firepower. So it's a miss. James rolled a 5. Next time he'll need a 5 next time. If you do get a hit, though, it does become the 2+. For continued hits as long as the target doesn't move. So that's fine. We're happy enough with that. I reckon that's the correct rules for the mortars firing either with or without the spotter. So further activations taking place. We've activated all of these Panzers across here. Just one dice after another came along. That green dice needs to come over here in a moment. So push these 2 forwards. Took shots into James' anti-tank team. They all missed. This one did a rally. To clear all of our pins, which we passed. So Panzer's partially regrouping and continuing to push forward, but making no impact. Then arriving on this board edge here, coming in 6 inches and going for an advance move with these. And they're going to offload their shots into this squad across here. With the rules of Fog of War, you can come on any board edge, including this one. James has elected to come on here. So when we bring on a reserve unit, we can't come along this edge now. It kind of shuts us down a fair bit along here. But we're open for attacks in other places. We passed our tests, our order test, took off a pin, pushed forwards, sprayed the anti-tank gun, and missed. No, we got a hit, didn't we?
Got a hit.
A hit, no wound, and a pin. Firepower here next. So 8 rifles, LMG 3 shots, 11 shots, SMGs out of range. Needing 5s. And then James will need 4s to wound. So we've got 5 hits. That'll be a pin. 4s to wound. 1 wound comes through. We'll take soft cover and we pass. Okay, that's them finished. So James about to run on with an officer here. That's the Russian artillery officer for the mortars. He's running into the building. Okay. And before that, we activated here. Reversed, shot, got 1 hit, no wound, but caused a pin. That was with the Panzer 1. All right, so activating these with an advanced move, point blank firepower into here. 3s, point blank, followed by 4s. 4 saves of cover, give you a pin.
5 up.
5 plus for soft jet. Block 2 casualties. These 2?
Yeah.
Okay, that's regular infantry. Yeah. So first of the BA-64s has arrived. It's piddly LMG. It's got a hit. Got a couple of hits. Caused a pin. No wounds coming through. She's
The most
sped on here.
competitive bolt action unit ever.
Maybe not. So he can go. He's on the road, so he can go 24 or 48. I think it's double speed, so very very quick. But he's pulled up here to shoot across there. And then we brought on the rifle platoon command, which is just advanced to move to there. 2 more German activations. We ran on here with the artillery HQ, the officers. I think they can give orders to anybody though. A sniper's advanced on, took a regular rifle shot upstairs against the observer. Got a hit actually, but no wound coming through. All right, so we've brought on the stubby short howitzer onto here. James is laughing. Just look at the corner. Look, that's what's going on over there. So he's then brought on with an advanced move. The BA-10, I think that is. Point blank, 3 plus to hit the German in the rear. Good ambush. We were warned about this for this scenario. 3's a hit just about because of point blank range. This is a real good shot here. You can just roll up and get a 3. It's probably going to be enough. You're on 7, point blank 8, rear armor 9, 10. And yeah. Okay. Pen, 1 pen. 4 plus to pop. Yes! Oh, you got him. Good shooting. Well done. Panzer 2 destroyed. So, target destroyed. Good ambush. And another ambush across it. BA-64. 3rd one comes on. And looking for 3s. More pins. James held them in reserve well.
Nothing.
No wounds coming through. Okay. All right, so James got off quite lightly, so we brought him on in position, hoping for an ambush next turn. And then if I zoom across the board here, the ambush, German infantry squad arriving, causing a pin and 1 casualty only, sadly, on the anti-tank gun. So I thought we'd catch them, but we haven't quite. 2 reserves left for James. We've got the Gaz Jeep. The crew's already a down order on that, but the Gaz can come on. And then we also will have 1 rifleman squad that can arrive. On any of these edges. This edge here, my edge, and the edge across there as well is all available. So last few activations. Gaz Jeeps turned up here to support this attack. Turning up across here, the rifle section. This is the last unit to come on. They've arrived here. Actually, you do a check on them. 9 or less, 2 dice to bring them on from reserve. Oh, they're happy enough. Right, so they arrive. All in range. LMG, 8 rifles, 11 shots. Okay, need 5. 2, 3, 4 hits. Forced wind.
1.
Oh, we've got escaped. Oh boy. No, it's casualty. There's no cover for us. Caught in the flank there. You really could have wiped us out. 1 other. These ran on into the building. That's my Luftwaffe air observers. They've arrived. They're inside that building just there. We can't take the lid off that, and we can't balance them on top. So, well, you could. I'll put them there because it's fair, because it's going to help everyone remember. So we'll put those there. Okay, end of turn here. Fascinating scenario, isn't it? It's really, I do love the surrounded scenario. I played it once before with Aaron. It's a really, really good one. Panzer's breaking through, flanked and lost 1. So that was a good move. These are turned up here. It's a bit of a Russian threat. Not too many units, but dangerous enough. Germans surging through really have taken on these infantry. They're in a sorry state. And then flanked by a load of BA-64s and infantry support across here. Just being more of a menace than anything else. A lone Panzer I continues to sweep in from the side. But German teeth still yet to bite, I think, here. Is that Comrade Hutchingov?
Mm-hmm.
He's turned up there and done a shot. He'll be happy to see that. Good shooting from him as he leads the one-man.
We need heroics.
Okay, surrounded. Relief coming in from both flanks here for the Russians. Looking good. Can they hold in the middle? Can the Germans move in to take on the heavy guns, the heavy mortars, and the anti-tank guns, or the Russian rescue be just in time? We'll have to see. We're going to turn 3 next in this intensifying Russian front game. Okay, so we're on turn 3. It's all German activations at the moment. So first up, we activated, yes, the squad across the other side. We tried to, but they fouled morale down. Let's just set up the ambush against James's artillery, but they busted on morale, so they've just received a down order. Drew another dice, then activated the officer. Snap to action, it's German, so you can do 3 instead of 2. We've done the air observer. A fire order issued against the mortar team just there. Then clearing our pins and a pivot and a shot and a hit. James took the risk and didn't go down. We hit him and killed, I think, 3 Russians and 2 pins. And then we activated the Panzer I, pivot, shot, killed 2 more and another pin on that unit. So a good.
I think the artillery did 2. The machine gun did 3.
Yeah.
Casualties.
Yeah. And then just ambush on the officer himself. But that's a good little response there from the Germans, just trying to secure this right-hand flank. All right, another German dice draw. I'm going to put it onto we've put it onto the Panzer II, pivot, turn and pivot, and then shoot into the side of the BA-10. 2 shots, needing 3s for point blank. 1 hit. This is the light autocannon. Trying to pin. No. And add a pin. So correction, and correct us if we're wrong. I think it's D2 pins. It's HE1 for a light autocannon, so D2. So it's actually 2 pins coming through against that armoured car. But let us know if you think that's correct or incorrect in the comment section below. James's first dice. Switching across here for this duel between the Panzer I and the light anti-tank gun.
Right.
So yes, order test first.
Oh, no.
Failed. And they just receive a down order. Panic on James's right-hand flank. Alright, so German dice drawn. Officers snap to action. Infantry squad here. Passed their order tests and then charged. Flushed out the building. Took 1 casualty and then took out the 2 remaining Russians inside that barn. And occupied it. And then pushed up here with the half-track. And then just a down order on the crew inside. And the officer himself has pushed up as well. But Germans have claimed this building and have reached this point here. As to how far we can go, there's anti-tank guns around. There's one there, bear in mind. No, that's gone, isn't he, the one around there? He retreated over the fence. Mm-hmm. Okay, so anti-tank guns are there, and there's one across the other side, which has already been activated. But that's those actions done. We'll draw another dice set. All right, German dice drawn. We're going to do a fire order on the anti-tank gun on the lead armoured car.
Smoke.
So just a 3-up. I needed a hit there. All right. We'll draw another dice. Capture this on camera. Finally, it's green. Okay, so James can activate a unit. Shooting here. Order test. 10. No.
Nope.
Well, officers nearby. We'll just check this one. We reckon James has passed morale. Officer gives +2. Officer does count if he's in a soft-skinned vehicle, which that's the Gaz Jeep.
He's in the Gaz Jeep.
So they thought about going down, and then the officers intervened and told them,
Before I drive off, you make sure you put your arms to bear.
okay. So James being wise, he's going to do officer snap to action here instead and activate them, and then 2 others. So he's going to do that. One's going to go on the officer himself, and then 1 other, which could be perhaps one of the armored cars.
Pin.
Yes. We're going to say that you can do U-men snap to action from an open top. Correct us if we're wrong, but we're struggling to find the rule for that one. You can let us know in the comment section below. In which case, fire order. So it's going to be an SMG 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 shots at point blank. Yeah, all right. So we're googling the answers. Seems to be quite quick.
Thanks.
So I'm going to go down on these. I just going to try and preserve them. It's point blank range. It's nasty enough. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots.
11 shots.
11 shots needing 3s.
-1 because I pinned.
Yeah, 4s. And then 4s for wounds.
Taking away the misses.
4, 3, 4.
4.
5 ups. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's not going to be good. You may have crossed the threshold for a morale test here. Yeah, it's half or more, and I have lost exactly half. I have to know what these are going to run or surrender. Bust with all of those pins. So that's the end of them. They surrender or they run off, but they are out of it. That squad's been dealt with very harshly. So
You dealt with me harshly.
Yeah,
Therefore,
you expect
we
it.
will deal with you.
expect it at that range, and then we've got an armoured car and a Jeep. So BA-64, see if we can zoom in a little bit. There he is. He's going to put firepower across into the door locker hit. 4s.
1 hit.
Hit. No wound. Okay, and a pin.
Done.
And then you got the Gaz Jeep itself. So I think inside the transport, it's onto the officer squad, just doing a down order on them. I think that's the way it works, not doing anything else. And then the Jeep can be activated separately later on. Right, quite a critical one. James is going to try and activate the armoured car. Yes, he has. Roll a 5. Take away 1 pin, and then he's going to continue to harass these panzers with this BA-10. He's going to sit where he is and do a fire order. 2 up.
Come on, General.
Yes.
Yep.
D6 plus
4, 5, 6, I think. It's a light anti-tank gun.
5.
Cool, it goes through. Value of 8. So you've got 6, 11. It's massive damage.
oh, 2 dice.
2 dice. You're going to pop another tank here. What a pain.
Yep.
Double destroy. Yeah, 2 4s. Fantastic result. And that's Hutchingov. Comrade the Hutchingov.
2 tanks.
It's taken out 2 tanks that'll be marked on the side of the on the side of the vehicle. Very effective at close range. This armoured car's a bane. It's just ruining my panzer attack on this right-hand flank. Alright, so it's the tank duel here, or light tank vs armoured car. It's Von Tonks in the leading panzer. He'll be annoyed at Comrade Hutchingov. Going to do 2 shots, just pivoting at the turret. 2 shots needing 3s.
1 miss.
Hit and a miss. Let's roll well here.
Oh,
no! And pins of 2 pins.
Got away with that.
Yeah, well done. Next up, immediately, anti-tank gun's going to fire. Morale check first, because you're on a pin.
Yes.
2
Can I
dice.
use the officer's leadership?
Officer's too far away at 6-inch range.
Just about.
Yeah. 8.
8.
That's good. Clear the pin. It's just about what you needed. And then one shot needing a 3.
2.
Oh, the shot whizzes by. Yeah, we reckon it's okay. You can clip and see him. Anti-tank gun to fire through at the half track. I haven't hidden myself properly. And James can go for the shot. Needing a 3. Missed. Okay. So we had a whole string of Russian dice. Tried to rally these, but not rally, but tried to activate them and down. Then we've had 2 mortars fire. One shot here. That was being observed from the bell tower and missed. And then another one being observed on the Panzer and missed. And then we've now drawn another Russian dice. All right, Russian dice, two fire orders. This one's been issued and has hit, caused a casualty and a pin. 2 more hits coming through against the anti-tank gun. Falls to wound. Another wound comes through. Gun shield. No. Dropping down to 1 casualty left. All of a sudden, anti-tank gun's in serious trouble. Panzer 1 has passed its test, advanced, point blank, range, and machine gun down all the crew from the anti-tank gun. So good work from the lone Panzer 1.
That's just like Sudden Strike 1.
Oh, James,
In the game.
Computer game memories.
You can decrew.
Yeah, you can recrew them. It's very cool. All right, so end of turn, last few units activating. The Gaz Jeep sitting where it is. Sniper shot to the bell tower, but missed, rolled a 1. And then James got a couple of HQ units inside the building over there. They went into ambush. There's an infantry squad inside there. And shot through, caused a pin but no wounds or no damage against the German infantry squad in the field. And we're giving James a Commissar. He gets the Commissar. You get 1 for free for each rifle platoon. So we said that he's ran and gone inside that building and joined the infantry.
Sorry, special rules.
He'll shoot people if they decide to run. Reminds me of 40k, but this is the authentic Commissars. End of turn. We will go on to turn 4 next as the battle continues. German panzer attack being blunted on this right-hand side. It's a decent counterattack and breakthrough here for the Russians, causing real problems for the Germans across here. We almost lost this gun. And sort of pinned down a little bit here, the infantry. James has got some kind of defence set up here, but a lone Panzer 1 gives us hope as it attempts to break through into the Russian line. So if it draws the first dice, it's going to be an important one as we go on to turn 4 next. Right, start turn 4. Roll up here for the airstrike. Roll a 3. I think that skies are empty. Nothing happens. Need a 4+ for the aeroplane to come in. So we're okay. We'll move on to the first activation. All right, we've gone straight to Von Tonks here as he seeks to survive against this menace of Konrad Hutchingov. 2 shots. We've made an advanced move. We need 5s. Oh, 2 hits. Come on, Von Tonks. 1 and 3. Don't think that's going to do it. I don't know about that. We'll check here, but it's desperate stuff. Yes, no damage. It's a few points away. It's 5 in total. I think so. I need to get 7, I think, to do anything to him. 3 pins, though, in total coming through. So really hammered that armoured car. It's probably going to silence it here this turn. Right, I've activated the Panzer 1, German dice drawn. We're going to try and claim our second anti-tank gun here. He's on a roll. We've prioritised him. James is reacted by going down. We need 3s, point blank range. Ouch. Medium machine guns, 3s. 5 saves of 5+. We're going to claim another gun here unless you roll something amazing. No. Got him. Gun popped, or decrewed at least. Panzer 1.
Down, yeah,
Yeah, take him off. Ouch. Leave the gun in place.
Yep.
Panzer 1 claims another victim. Right, drew a German dice. You men snapped to action with the officer. He advanced to here to help morale across there. Activate the sniper. Shot, hit, killed. Took out the observer in the bell tower. Activated here with an angle to shoot over there. Direct, just firing over the sights, but missed. And the Panzer 1, James electing to remain standing to try and risk it here, but took hit some more pins on that squad over there. Not sure if I mentioned it already, but earlier James activated one of his mortars, the one that was trying to zero in here, and missed. So it'll be a 4+ next time to hit the anti-tank gun. German dice drawn, tried to rally the anti-tank gun, rolled a foobar. Friendly fire, couldn't, no target, went to a panic, and then ran off the edge of the board. That was the end of him. Gone.
Need dice.
Yes, so we've done officer, we've done a mortar firing at the half track across the other side. So snap to action. Officer shot, got a hit but no wound, caused another pin though. And we had a pivot here earlier on as well, and a shot. I think you can fire a solid shot, one shot, needing the 5 with the anti-tank gun. And then we had a spotter relocation with this mortar across here, and he's gone into the bell tower. He's run up and into the bell tower for a better position to spot. Russian attack continues here. Officer snap to action and another dice drawn to activate these as well. It's the 2 armoured cars pushed forward, shooting at the sniper, missed. Infantry squad fired through to the mortar though, and also the snipers, and they got their hits and wounds, and we failed our cover saves, and then going down with the officer inside the jeep. But a big activation across here for the Russians. Successful enough. It's really starting to break in to this Rush or the German position here. So officer snap to action, advance, cleared a pin, bunched up, put the officer in there, all fired out, and put 2 pins in total on this armoured car. That's all we can do. We can pin them because they're open topped. That's about as much as we can do. We could try and assault, but it means running outside and getting picked on. The half track moved, was ambushed by these. James may as well do it. Caused a pin. Again, it's open topped. Infantry squad inside, just a down order on them. Staying safe for now, at least inside the half track. James has done a rally successfully here. He's now going to try and do a rally on Konrad Hutchingov. Yes. Clear all pins. He's fresh. So we're just removing dice. Officers firing 2 pins. 1 casualty caused by my infantry squad in the field. They really have struggled in that field. I previously rallied them and cleared all pins. So I've now picked up 2 more. So James just has little units just picking on them, just keeping their heads pinned down as they try and push forwards across that field. It's amazing the way the game shifts and changes. You've got a panzer attack across here, which has mostly been blunted now. Germans trying to hold here. The Russian attack with these pain armoured cars. We're just trying to suppress them. We just don't have the answer to them at the moment. And Germans trying to close in on the mortars, perhaps their objective in this overall game here, this narrative. And then we've got this showdown between these 2 these vehicle commanders here. Classic stuff. Kicking off with an officer, tried to save his life. We've hopped into the building, drew another German dice, von Tonks. Pivoting, heading across in this direction. 2 shots into the armoured car, 2 pins, partial penetration or superficial damage, an extra pin, and a turret jam caused on this lead armoured car. He's going to try and single-handedly blunt this Russian incursion into the village. So, a bit out of sync. We had to roll up for the aircraft arriving, and it did. We then you have to place a marker 18 inches away, which we placed over there, which then caused some pins on the armor car, and then some pins on the target, and then everyone within 6.
Some pins.
Yeah. Then it came through as a ground attack aircraft, like a Stuka coming in. The hit heavy howitzer coming through here. James went down with all 2 mortars and the anti-tank gun, which is all clipped by that. So you have to max out on there, and it's still clipped because it's a 4-inch blast. Casualty on the anti-tank gun. 2 casualties on this mortar. 2 casualties on this mortar, ignoring cover. It could have been total wipeouts, but James went down to try and preserve numbers. and then maxed out with more pins. 3, 3, and 3 pins stacked up on there. So you can imagine the Stuka coming in. It's a miracle that anyone survived, but that's the situation. It's a right mess here in amongst James's artillery. All right, so we've activated the armoured card. Comrade Hutchingov.
Rallied.
It's a real showdown between these two. Go ahead, one shot, needing a 5.
I need the third kill. That's a 2.
Missed. Oof, she escapes. So add some orders coming through. So ran with those. Fire order here. Caused a casualty in the pin and the infantry squad. Moved across here and fired through. Passed cover save on the artillery piece. We pivoted and fired across here, just about an angle, and missed. Tried to rally the armoured car, busted, and then reversed back, gone down. Fired these, few and range LMG into here, killed an officer, or killed one of the men with the officer squad, and a pin on those are inside the building. So pressing on, officer snapped to action across here, activated these 2 squads, and they shot into there and caused some pins on the armoured car, just trying to silence it as much as we can. Activated the half track and the squad inside. They disembarked, getting out to here, looks pretty cool. And they put some shots at point blank range into that building, just caused 1 casualty. James not going to ground or going down, but taking another pins. There's 4 pins on that squad. Half track moved off and put some shots and a pin, but no casualties on the mortar team. James passed 2 cover saves. And not sure if I mentioned already, the squad in the field. I'd passed them around this time, put some shots into the building. That one over there. Add a pin on the officer's squad.
Got no command and control.
Yeah, James is saying the game is slipping away from him here. I'd have to say, though, for James's first time playing bolt action, he's played exceptionally well. I reckon what's killing the game off here is the move from this Panzer 1. Now, you've got to let us know in the comment section if you've got this right.
In general, I just can't deal with them.
They are a pain. They're cheap, and they can dish out tons of shots with the machine guns. Right, immediate correction. It's not dead, right? We're gonna talk about this anyway. So I'm equipped with MMGs. But I thought they counted as a heavy weapon. They don't. So if you go all the way up to here, medium machine gun, just to show the mechanics of the way I think this works. Medium machine gun, you get... and the reason why we're getting 3 shots base is because you halve it for vehicles. It knocks down to 3. Hitler's Buzzsaw takes it to 4. But anyway, pen is nothing. If we were running an HMG, a heavy machine gun, which it doesn't have, but if it had a heavy machine gun, you'd be on pen +1. So you could score 6 + 1 so to get to your 7. And then on top of that, once you are in the heavy weapons bracket, you can then tap into additional penetration modifiers for heavy weapons against armoured targets, side armour, rear armour, deck, and so on, point blank range as well as another one. But we don't quite reach that. We're just at the edge of that threshold. We're a medium machine gun. We can't tap into the extras here. So I was thinking if I side armour this, short range, I could maybe just about get past the armour of the armoured car, but it's not quite enough on the calibre to break through. Because there are reports of, in the war, of some vehicles were prone to small arms fire because they were so thinly armoured. So that's what I was seeing if it's possible to do.
It's like the 50 caliber machine gun.
Yeah.
Do a lot of damage. I mean, if you've seen a heavy 50 caliber rifle.
Yes, so that would class as your HMG. Yeah, anti-tank rifles something to think about. Pen +2, team weapon. But anyway, we're just trying to deal with lots of armoured cars. It's difficult for both sides to deal with. James I'd say you struggled. You struggled to deal with the Panzer 1s running amok amongst your units. I've struggled to take on these armoured cars, but I guess my armour's been directed in other directions, and this has been an open flank that James certainly exploited. But 2 a hit coming through and a pin on him at least. So that's the last couple of activations, not significant on the board, and that will wrap up the end of the turn here. We'll press on to what would be next, turn 5. Yeah, so we're going to turn 5 here, see if we can get a resolution. I really want to know what's going to happen between these two. German dice drawn, officer snap to action. There's tanks nearby here. It's been quite a good command post during the game. So we activated this in a moment. We'll just do this in sync here. So we activated him. Knowing that we couldn't do too much there, so we shot across here. James went down and caused a pin. No casualties. Shot out of here with the officer, put a pin on this. And then activated. We're about to get this result here. So we moved round with Von Tonks, just trying to escape from Comrade Hutchingov. And then after that's resolved, we've gone ahead and done this as well. James took the risk and didn't go down inside the building. And so we got a hit, 4 hits inside the building, 4 kills, and a pin. So that's quite deadly against that infantry squad. And then Von Tonks, not point blank, 2 shots inside that armored car. Be a hero. No, missed. Okay, missed. All right, we knew it was coming. Here he comes. Touching off. Missed. Okay, that's him done. German dice came up again. Officer snapped to action. Activated them. Shot into there. Caused 1 casualty. Activated both of these units, the commander and the infantry squad. And put 2 more pins on the armoured car. Just trying to suppress it as much as possible. Yeah, we're going to call it at this point. James has had enough. Okay. What's helped in the end, an interesting observation for future games, is the command and control. I've got 2 blocks here that whenever I get a dice card, I'm just activating them. It's officer snap to action. The officer has 3 options, whether it's guns, tanks, or infantry. I've done the same thing from here again, activating across there with the infantry inside and the infantry across there as well. So it's good strength here with the Germans. And it's proving too much here for the Russians, despite the heroics from the armoured car. And we'll leave it to the imagination as to what's going to happen across here. These 2 are going to have a grudge to settle, a score to settle in future games as they face off. They're the top 2 supporters. We have slots on the channel here for top support on Patreon. It's pretty much the only way you can support us at the moment. And so big shout out to Chris Hutchins and Michael Von Tonks for their support at the top level and been able to feature them in our games. And it's been entertaining enough, the duel between these 2 for sure. Just going to pan around the board here just to show you what's going on. So what's left of this infantry squad was moving across to get into cover. There's the remnants of the German attack that tried to sweep round on the right-hand side, but was single-handedly pretty much disrupted by the armoured car. German forces remain quite strong, running straight through the middle here, so they penetrated right into the heart of the village. Russian counterattack. Armoured cars starting to break up and get seriously pinned down. Some of them even falling back. Here, that was just through German small arms, just keeping them pinned down. It seems to be a tactic. Another tactic I've learnt here in this game, you can do that with open-topped armoured cars.
It's realistic.
Not those, though. Fully enclosed, our small arms would be of no effect, something to bear in mind. But a good attack, a good counter-punch across here by lighter units here for the Russian forces. Then around the other side, this German squad really struggled to get going. It was up against multiple small units here for the Russians. The Stuka dive bomb attack was deadly. The pins are just all over the squads here.
I had no command and control.
And you can see, I'll zoom in here so you can see these. Look at these amassing, getting ready to try and push through. And then you've got the half track pushing up as well. And then that's sneaky Panzer 1. It's making a brilliant move, flanking around on the left-hand side, taking out 2 anti-tank guns, then getting into the heart of the Russian artillery. Real good move from that. Able to do it with James's unit's been distracted firing other targets. There certainly is a case for massed light tanks. Armoured cars are dangerous enough for sure. I guess we could nominate units of the game in this, couldn't we? It's obviously him.
Yeah, heroic.
Superb. Great looking armoured car as well. And then I'm going to give it to that lone Panzer 1 that bombed up around the left-hand side. Fantastic stuff, taking out 2 anti-tank guns. Most of them mortar team, proving to be a real menace in this battle. So that's the game. We weren't expecting to film this one. It just simultaneously happened. James and I at the club. Rob very kindly lending us his Russians. I had my Germans with me. They are for France. That's why I'm featuring mostly Panzer 1s and 2s. But we can begin an arms race if you're wanting to go into early war Russia. James, your impression then of bolt action, your first ever exposure to it.
It's really good.
You like it? I knew you'd like it. And you want to get an army? Well, there you go.
I got a few ideas for armies.
He's been bitten by the bolt action bug.
Yeah.
We are branching out into historical wargaming, bolt action games. I reckon it's a great way to go. It's a great gaming system. James has just been won over to the cause. A massive thank you to everyone that's supported us already. If you're tuning in and want to help support the channel, there's different ways, different tiers that we have on Patreon. I hope to unlock channel membership going forwards. as well, just as we build things up, going step by step. But bolt action is going to be the main feature, I think, on the channel for games. There's other games we'll play as well, for sure. But bolt action, I think, will be the main game for us here. It's a fantastic gaming system, plenty of realistic moments. The missions are fantastic, and we've played a game here on the Eastern Front, Operation Barbarossa, as the Germans invade Russia. Hopefully we'll see more games like this. If you've enjoyed this game, you want to see more, do like the video, leave a comment, share it with others, and hopefully we'll see some great games going forwards here on Heat of Battle TV. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.